Hey, and welcome back. I'm so excited to hang with you mamas on this episode as we are going to talk about my mama summer reads. If you'd like to hear more, then let's get started. I'm back to drinking my water. Stay hydrated, y'all. If you hit that play button for the very first time, well, welcome to the channel. I'm Tasha. This is Tasha Pivots, where we talk about all things mamahood and homeschool. And we've really just been sharing a lot about curriculum and our reviews and what's coming out, what we're going to be doing. And I really wanted to share with you guys just one mama video, I guess, of this month, because I've really been showing everything else homeschool, and that is my summer read choices. I have just reminded myself that I still want to continue the expansion of my mind, and I want to keep learning and growing independently for myself, as well as learning and growing as a mom and as a homeschooling mama. And as I'm going through a transitional phase in our home and in our family, I just have this heart to want to pick up books and read again. For a short time this spring, I kind of had to put everything down and just rest. And so I feel rejuvenated and I'm ready to go. And so I wanted to share some of these with you guys that I'll be doing. Some are devotions, some are poetry, some is going to be most of these are new in my collection, and so I'm really looking forward to reading them. Some are going to be, most of it is all thought-provoking, and then there's a little bit of, mystery and romance. So, all right, I'm going to dive in and show you guys. So the first one, if you have been following me on Instagram and in my Insta stories, probably for like the month of May, for like 2 weeks straight, I was showing a page every day of this book, and I got so many DMs of like, what book is this? What is this? Where is this? It's so beautiful. And I never shared it publicly. I only would respond to them privately. But it's this book, and that is All Along You Were Blooming, Thoughts for Boundless Living. It's a collection of poetry from Morgan Harper Nichols, and it's definitely just a gorgeous book. I'm going to show you guys the inside. I love very much the simplicity of everything inside. I love watercolor. I love this entire color palette. It's like my story is in a book, but the words are what is so rich. I actually heard about this author last year from my best friend. We always have these wonderful dynamic conversations, and she was like, you know what, you remind me of this poet that I saw and I automatically thought of you, and she sent it to me. And after that, a lot of times I would repost, or I download the screens to save it on as a screensaver on my phone. And so she created a book, and it is so beautiful to just every single day open up and read it, and the heart posture of it all, of reminding you that you're blooming, and that with blooming comes sometimes pruning and water, and it's okay to be within the sunshine and allow yourself to have that sun, but also know that if summer showers come, it's okay too. So I'm excited to keep reading this beautiful book of poetry this summer. The next one I have is not actually surprising to some of you who are my lowly veil mamas. If you're like, what are you talking about? It is a membership community that I created, and it's for mamas by a mama. You can check all the details out down in the description below and click on Lowly Veil, and there's a video over on the site where you can hear more about what it's about. But we have been doing a book of the month, and it's really turning into months. We're going to add an S on there because we've decided to split it into two parts. The first half, it is coming from, or both parts are coming from this beautiful book, and that is Missional Motherhood by Gloria Furman, the everyday ministry of motherhood in the grand plan of God. And as you can see, I've already read it and I've got tabs like crazy, but I think this is a book that is meant to be in my mamahood toolbox. Like, I need to pick this up consistently in my life. It just is like alongside my Bible. because it's one thing to read God's word and have the interpretation and really asking the Lord, but it's so beautiful when you read a piece of literature that you can tell that the heart posture of this mama is a heart posture of what our soul needs, of just having divine connection with the Lord and understanding who we are as mamas and in this role through God and through Christ. And so I am so grateful because I love hearing some of the reviews. We had our covering a couple of days ago, and just hearing everyone's heart of like, hey, this is a little bit different than what I expected, but I think everyone slowly but surely is hearing the voice of God and learning and growing through this role. And so we are carrying this into the month of June. And if you want to jump right in and you're like, hey, I want to do that, I want to read that book, I want to be a part of that, there's a whole study guide that I've created. And yeah, so I'm rereading it, and I'm going to keep reading it because I know that every time I do, something else is planting a seed within me. So this is such a great book. If you've never read it, please check it out. She has several other books as well. It is more of a heavier read. It is not something that's light and just fun. So just want to encourage to let you know that anyway. And then next is this book. I actually read like the first 2 pages because I felt that the Lord told me 2 years ago that I need to write a book about fear. And I was roaming with the girls in the bookstore, and I saw the title, and of course it just grabbed me. And it is Afraid of All Things: Tornadoes, Cancer, Adoption, and Other Stuff You Need the Gospel For, by Scarlett Hiltibidle. Yes. And I am kind of excited is not the word. I say that a lot when I'm on here, but like I am just like expectant. I'm so expectant to really have so much growth, because this is like my entire childhood. This is my 20s, just like afraid of everything and just constantly walking in fear. And so I can't wait to read this and grow and hear her space and hear her story, and then also just find redemption in all of it. So I'm going to be reading this summer. The next one I have is continuing this blooming thing, and it is Dare to Bloom: Trusting God Through Painful Endings and New Beginnings. And this is kind of more like a devotional, and it says plans are great, but missions are better. And it's by this beautiful woman, Zim Flores. I'll show you her picture on the back. She is just so, let's see, will it zoom? She's just so gorgeous. Yes. And I'm already just like, I've had to be very disciplined not to open it because I want to finish what I'm already doing and keep having that intimate time with the Lord in my Bible. But I'm really excited to dive into this because she's got some thought-provoking questions of reflection. And y'all, if you've been with me for some time, y'all know I love to do some reflection. So I can't wait to read and understand her story, but then also see how my life and my roots kind of intertwine into this. So I'm excited for this to be my devotion for the summer. The next one I have is this one. Now this is kind of more of like a political stance, but I actually love both authors, and so I'm very intrigued. Which actually, they're not the authors, they are the editors of this, and I'm intrigued because they edited. And then there's all these beautiful people of color who have written this piece of work, and so I've been kind of eyeing it and kept it on my radar for a while. And so when it released, I grabbed my copy, and that is You Are the Best Thing. And it says Vulnerability, Shame, Resilience, and the Black Experience. It's an anthology, and it's edited by Tarana Burek and Bryn Brown. And then all of the beautiful authors and contributors to this book are here on the back. And I'm excited for this. This is for me more of like some thought-provoking reading for me. Just allowing me to go into that space and not necessarily get into like this whole movement or any of that, but like really just learning and growing through culture. And especially because I am in the process of continuing the expansion of my African American studies curriculum for all grades. I am also just growing as a human being and healing from the wounds and things that I've also endured as a person of color. So I'm excited to read this summer. And if you've already read it or you've been thinking about it, let me know. And then lastly, if you've been with me for at least since the beginning of the year, around my birthday, my family bought me the complete collection, or the first half of the collection of the Diana Gabaldon's Phenomenon. I got hooked on watching Outlander, and it's in the beginning of the year and over the Christmas break, and then I was like, I need to read the books. I gotta read the books. And I know that's opposite, so all of you Outlander fans, don't come for me, but I was like, I gotta read the books now. I gotta have some more meat and potatoes. So I read the first 2 books and I divulged them, and they were great, and it was really kind of good because I had a visual experience with it because I had already seen the show and I had seen the first couple of seasons. So for the summer, I am finally working on book 3, which is The Voyager, and this is definitely a heavy and meaty read. So this is going to take me throughout the summer, I think, just taking bite sizes of it throughout the summer. But I'm excited to read it and continue this journey and really just see how it continues to write this song. I know that it continues for like 6 more books, and so I am ready for the ride. I like series if they're really well written, and so yeah, this is kind of romance. This is history, if you will, and it is like just this beautiful story of like 2 human beings who are resilient and strong and bold, and it helps me think of, or it doesn't necessarily help me, but it excites me of my marriage and like how we grow, and I kind of see that semblance sometimes. So yeah, this is kind of like my fun read and my indulgence, if you will, but I'm excited. Those are all of my books, guys, my summer reads. What are you planning on reading this summer? What is something you've got in your cart and you're like, I'm being good, I've been on hold, I've been buying for the kids, but I know I'm gonna treat myself to a good summer read? What is that? Put it down in the comments below. I cannot wait to hear what you're doing and what you're reading. I will be coming out with this summer, once or at the end of summer, I will do a whole blog post where I share all of my reviews and thoughts about what I've read. And so yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you're looking to want to check out any of these books, all of them will be listed in the description below. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye.